Hello, everyone. This is Devin Thorpe for Your Mark on the World, and we're excited today to have people gathered from around the world to talk about an initiative of Southwest Airlines to recycle its leather seats in a way that not only benefits the environment, but benefits humanity. This is really a fun project. It's being led by Southwest Airlines executive Marilee McInnis. Marilee, thank you very much for joining us. It's great to have you.
Well, thank you.
Great. Marilee, we're glad to have you. And in addition, we have Amanda Eisen from SOS Children's Villages, and we also have with us Fareed. Fareed, you're going to have to help me with your last name again. Fareed, we're glad to have you here with us.
Thanks. It's Fareed Kimani, and it's a pleasure to be here as well.
Thank you, Fareed. And you're with Masaai Treads, right? And you're joining us from Kenya.
That's correct. Absolutely, yes. I'm with Masaai Treads from Nairobi, Kenya, exactly.
Great. And Scott Hamlin, you're joining us from Looptworks. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you very much. Joining in from Portland, Oregon.
Fantastic. And finally, we also have in Africa, we've got Silvia Tonui from Kenya, who is also from an organization called What's Good Studios, right?
Yes, and I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you very much for joining us. Well, Marilee, let me ask you to introduce the program and what we're doing, what we're talking about today, if you would, from your perspective.
Absolutely. Retrofit on all of our aircraft, replacing it with sustainable materials, lighter materials, and a byproduct of that was we had about 80,000 leather seat covers that came off of our aircraft, and you know, when you have something that big and that obvious, we really wanted to do something different with it, and so we decided to look into upcycling, and it took us quite a while to find a use for this leather, to find partners that could use this leather to benefit society and, of course, the environment, the materials and the natural resources we'd save by upcycling a used good. So we really wanted to do something great with it, and we are so fortunate to find the partners that we have and are really making a difference today in Nairobi, Kenya, but soon we hope all over the world.
Well, it really is a great initiative. Scott, I wonder if you would just take a minute and tell us about the role that Looptworks is playing in this project.
Sure, absolutely. So Looptworks, we're based in Portland, Oregon. We specialize in upcycling premium post and pre-consumer excess materials and apply a design process to that to create desirable goods. And our role in this is the U.S. manufacturing piece of the puzzle. And we've been working together with Southwest over the past 6 or 7 months now to create a program where we could actually upcycle these materials and manufacture in the Pacific Northwest in the United States and create bags and accessories out of them.
So are you taking all of the raw material and creating products, or are you just getting a portion of the raw materials from Southwest?
We're just starting an initial pilot program with a portion of the materials.
Great, and tell us more about the products you're making.
So from our side, we've worked on 3 initial products. We have an overnight travel duffel bag, a day traveler backpack, and a expandable tote bag, which are the first 3 products that we'll be creating.
Terrific. Amanda, tell us a little bit about the role that SOS Children's Villages is playing in this project.
Sure. SOS Villages provides loving, stable homes for orphaned and abandoned children
all over the world. We provide mothers who offer individual attention and guidance to each child and help them develop into self-sustaining adults. We're in 133 countries all over the world, raising over 80,000 children in over 500 villages right now. We also offer a number of outreach programs, including vocational training, healthcare programs, educational programs that impact over 1 million people each year. So we're very excited to have the opportunity to partner with Southwest on this exciting project. So we're actually providing young people who are participating in a Leatherworks training program, and they're working with our partner groups on the ground in Kenya to learn leatherwork skills, which is a marketable skill right now in Kenya, and they're creating handmade shoes and soccer balls, a portion of which will be donated back to our 5 villages throughout Kenya.
Tell us a little bit about the economics of this program from your perspective. You're a nonprofit, but the economics really are just vitally important to the success of this program at every level. Tell us about how it works.
Well, as Southwest did provide some grant funding to support SOS and enable us to start this program and develop these partnerships with groups on the ground who
did they also provide the raw materials, the leather materials, free of charge, or did you have to buy the leather?
Oh yes, Southwest, absolutely. Southwest donated, I believe, for the pilot program, they donated 2 whole shipping containers of leather, and they paid for all of the shipping costs. So, you know, there were really no upfront costs to SOS to get this program kickstarted.
Great. And then at the end of the chain, you've got young people making them. How are they paid, or are they paid for that work, or is it just job training? How does it work at that end?
I believe Silvia might be able to answer that question better, but I believe that they're paid apprenticeships to create, as part of this pilot, to create the initial round of shoes and soccer balls. Is that right, Silvia?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, thanks.
So Silvia, tell us a little bit about what your role is in this project and how it's working from your perspective.
Okay. I'm the program coordinator on the ground in Kenya, and we are working through What's Good Studios that partnered with Southwest to do most of the production for the videos and some of the PR through a local company called Ginadine Corporate Communications. So it's really working out great. We are working through SOS, and we have partners like Masaai Treads, where Farid is from, doing shoes. And the other partner is Alive and Kicking, that's making footballs. And then we have another partner called Life Beads Kenya, that's making school bags for the SOS kids in the villages.
And again, so tell us a little bit about the economics for the children. I'm interested if they're earning money or just learning a job trade. How does that work?
Most of the children that we pick from the family strengthening program from SOS Children's Villages, so they're mostly from slum areas, very low income areas. So we selected them. We called for applications, and we got a number of applications for students wanting to learn how to make the leather. And we then selected them, and they get a stipend every day for every product that they make. So it's based on how many products they make a day. So of course the training is really important, but then we also give them something just to help them out with their transport and their food, lunch money.
Very good. And are you also actively involved in a job placement after you help them gain these skills, or at this point is it just job training?
At this point it's just job training. I'll let Farid talk about that a little, but then even though it's just training, they do have openings both at Masaai Treads and Alive and Kicking. They can these positions after their training. They can fill up the positions, and some of them can also go and set up their own businesses to that involve leather making, that they can then be more self-sustainable.
Great. Farid, I wonder if you would talk about your role in the project and how you're helping the kids there. Oh, sorry, Fareed. We've got you muted here. Let's get you unmuted. There, can you hear us now, or try it now? Let's see. We're still not hearing you, Fareed. Try again. Still not hearing you.
How about now?
Now we got you. Now we got you.
Okay. Sorry, I think my hand was over the microphone. My apologies. As Silvia mentioned, we're in the business of making sandals. We use fully recyclable sandals, and obviously this project is sort of right up our alley in terms of getting the leather from Southwest, so upcycling the leather. I know you were interested in knowing what happens to the trainees as they the program will eventually come to an end in a few months, obviously, but we are actively looking at the trainees as filling permanent positions at Masaai Treads, and we've already identified 2 or 3 actually that are miles ahead of even some of the guys who have served us long term, and this is only after about 2 weeks. So as a matter of fact, I asked my general manager to give me a bit of a report today, and those are his exact words on an email, that we've already identified 2 or 3 guys that we feel will find placement at Masaai Treads once the program is finished. So yes, actively looking at changing lives as well once we've used the leather and made the sandals and done our bit for charity, but also creating job opportunities.
That's great. Well, it's really interesting to see the impact of this upcycling program as you kind of follow it from being a seat at Southwest Airlines all the way through to how it's being used in Kenya. Marilee, tell us a little bit about what motivated the program.
Sure. Well, Southwest is very committed to our communities. We have a very robust sustainability program, and we're always looking for opportunities to increase our corporate commitment. And this was just, to us, a very obvious opportunity. When you see that much leather and it's a quality material, we just really wanted to think about what was the next step in our sustainability journey. And I think that all of our partners have touched on it, but a huge part of our program that we really wanted to establish was the sustainability aspect, not just sustainability on the environmental side, but sustainable skills that would take these young adults forward past the product donation, because as Amanda mentioned, leatherworks is an emerging industry in Kenya. So if we can set these trainees and these young adults up for success, to create livelihoods, to break the circle of poverty, it was very, very important to us. And Alive and Kicking and Masaai Treads and Life Beats Kenya have really been wonderful in helping us develop that training program to help us see a future that we would be able to help these young adults with. So it was important to us from a corporate commitment. We very much believe it's not one and done. We believe that if we're going to give, if we're going to develop programs around corporate citizenship, they must be sustainable in a variety of ways. And so that all of that went into developing this program, which we absolutely could not have done without SOS Children's Village, without What's Good Studios, and without the Gina Den Foundation, and of course our partners there on the ground. So it's been we're thrilled with it.
Well, thank you very much, Marilee. I want to just skip back to Scott for a minute. Scott, if you would tell us just a little bit more about what Looptworks is doing on other projects outside of the Southwest project, as an aside in this conversation.
Sure. There's a couple points I'd also like to bring up around the Southwest project that haven't been touched upon yet. And one of them is that one of the benefits of upcycling these leather materials is when you turn them into a viable consumer good, and you compare that consumer good towards one that was made with virgin materials, there's a massive water conservation and avoidance of carbon emissions. So in our particular case on the bags that we're making, there's a conservation of about 4,000 gallons of water per bag and avoidance of carbon emissions around 72%. So there's a big environmental impact on this. And in addition to that, what Southwest is doing with us with Looptworks in the Pacific Northwest here is it's really helping create jobs in an area that was severely economically depressed, primarily from a downturn in the economy and a downturn in the timber industry. So we're being able to put people to work that currently we're having a really hard time. So those are really great points on this. And in addition to that, I think it's really important to applaud Southwest's efforts on this, because from an economic standpoint, it would have been really easy for them as a company, if just looking at the bottom line, it would have been less expensive for them to not do a program like this and to landfill the materials. And so it's really part of an emerging circular economy that they're taking a leadership role on in creating these types of programs. So they're to be applauded for that as well.
Well, Scott, I really appreciate that great feedback, and appreciate all the good work that you're doing and others are doing, and really appreciate all of the time that you've all made for us this morning. It's great to connect people from all around the world, and I really appreciate that, and really am grateful for you all spending the time with us today. Marilee, you've created really an enormous amount of good with this program, and I congratulate you for the work that you've done there, and really am grateful. Again, I want to thank all of you for the time that you've spent here. Let's just go through, if we could. Let's start with you, Amanda. If you'd quickly tell us how people can find you on the internet or engage with you.
Absolutely. We would encourage everybody to visit our website, www.sos-usa.org, and you can join our email list to get updates about issues affecting children all over the world. You can also contribute to support the work of SOS Children's Villages, and you can even sponsor a child in a country of your choice. So we would encourage you to learn more about SOS. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Fareed, I wonder if you would do the same. Tell us a little bit about how people can engage with you.
Sure. We are obviously, you can find us online at www.masaitreads.com, there you'll find all of our distributors across the world, in Europe, here in Africa, and the United States as well. We have an info box there. Any questions? If anyone wants to come and have a look, if you're in the area in Nairobi, you want to come and have a look at our operation, by all means, we'd love to give you a chance to come and see how we are doing our little bit to change the lives of the people that come and work with us.
Great. Thank you very much, Fareed. Marilee, how do people engage with Southwest Airlines outside of booking travel arrangements?
Well, we love for people to book travel, obviously, so they can check out southwest.com. But to learn more about the LUV Seat project, www.swamedia.com/LUVSeat, LUV, of course, or also on our Facebook, our Southwest Facebook page, we have a LUV Seat tab.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Marilee, and for your time today. Scott, how do people engage with you?
Absolutely. They can reach us at looptworks.com online, or join us on social media, hashtag Looptworks for Instagram and Sam Looptworks for Twitter. In addition to that, our products are distributed in a variety of college bookstores and Patagonia stores across the U.S. and abroad. And also, we just launched a great program with excess belt leather material into Apple. So you can find us at apple.com as well.
For those who listen to the podcast, how do you spell Looptworks?
It's L-O-O, P as in Paul, T as in Tom, W-O-R-K-S.
Great, thank you very much. Silvia, how do people connect with you?
Our website is www.whatsgoodstudios.com. We're also working with Gina Dean Corporate Communications, and you can find both companies on Facebook, Gina Dean Corporate Communications and What's Good Studios.
Very good. Well, listen, all of you, again, I thank you very much for your time, congratulate you on your great work, and wish you every success with this program.
Thank you, Devin.
Thank you.
All righty, let's do some good.